Hello friends and welcome to lesson number 7. This is the third video and we are studying agri sector policy. In this video we are going to focus on minimum support price, that is MSP. We'll study what is MSP, how it is calculated, what are the various issues, right? What are the challenges and what are the proposed solutions, maybe in this video and the next video. So let us see, this is an important topic for the exam. Let us first start with the definition of MSP. So you must have heard this word MSP. It is there in the news a lot of times. MSP stands for minimum support price. Okay, it stands for minimum support price and it is an administered price. Okay, administered price meaning it is set by the government, not by the market forces. So it is administered price. So the price which are set by the government and not by the market forces like demand and supply, that is called administered price. It is set by the government for select crops to protect farmers from market price fluctuations. Okay, so market price can fluctuate depending on the demand and supply, right? If the supply increases, if the demand falls, if the demand increases, so these various prices are possible. So in order to protect farmers from these fluctuations, government sets prices to protect farmers, to give them a fixed income, and it is for select number of crops, not for every crop. Maybe for some 20-25 crops government declares MSP. It ensures farmers receive a guaranteed minimum price for their produce, safeguarding income and encouraging production. Okay, so it safeguards incomes of the farmers and also encourages them to produce crops. Now let us look at the origin of MSP, how it originated, the concept, when it happened. It was first introduced in 1966-67 for wheat by the Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices, okay, CACP, during the Green Revolution. So you know that during this period, India was undergoing the Green Revolution. Some technological advancements, high yielding variety crop were introduced in order to increase the production. Chemical fertilizers were introduced. So at the same time, CACP, which is a Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices, also introduced the concept of MSP in 1966-67, this financial year. What was the context, why it was introduced? There must be some context, some happenings, some kind of circumstances, right? So the context was that India faced food shortages in 1960s. MSP was launched to incentivize farmers, to give farmers an incentive, to encourage them to grow food grains, especially wheat and rice, to achieve food security. So it started as a means to incentivize farmers to grow food grains like wheat and rice, so that farmers get incentivized. But over a period of time, of course, it became political issue, and now it has become a kind of bane instead of a boon. Okay, so that is another problem that we'll see. Now what is the current scope? MSP is announced for 23 crops. Please keep this in mind, this might change. Okay, so you need to be updated with the current affairs, but as of now in 2025, MSP is announced for 23 number of crops, including 7 cereals, which are rice, wheat, maize, etc., 5 pulses, 7 oilseeds, and 4 commercial crops like cotton and jute, etc. Okay, so just try to keep this in mind. Then what is the mechanism of operation of MSP? So what is the role of CACP? First let us see. CACP is the Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices. It recommends MSP for 23 crops twice a year, that is for Kharif and Rabi. So every year this commission will recommend what should be the MSP for these 23 crops. Now what is the composition of this CACP? Who are the members of this CACP commission? It includes agricultural economists, farmer representatives and government officials. What are the various factors considered to declare MSP? MSP they will not declare randomly or arbitrarily. Obviously there will be some consideration, some factors which are considered. So what are the various factors? Cost of production. What is the cost to produce a certain crop? For example, paddy or rice. What is the cost to produce? What is the cost of seeds, cost of fertilizers used, what is the cost of labor, So different kind of costs are considered. Demand supply dynamics is also considered, what is happening in the open market. Okay, demand and supply, what will be the market price if it was left to open market price trends, and global competitiveness impact on consumers and food inflation. So if the government declares very high prices, it will obviously result into high prices for consumers also, so that also needs to be taken into consideration. So demand side is also taken into consideration. Now let us study what is the cost basis for MSP, how it is calculated. So this is just technical part, this is just for your knowledge. So try to remember these few terminologies: A2, A2 plus FL, and C2. What is A2? A2 is basically the direct cost. Okay, seeds, fertilizer, fuel, hired labor. So direct cost meaning the cost which is utilized directly for the production of that crop. So in order to produce any crop, for example again rice, what we'll need? We'll need seeds, we'll need fertilizer, we'll need fuel, okay, to get electricity, we'll need hired labor also. So we need labor also. So these are the direct factors of production here, that is direct cost. Then of course the farmers will also do their own labor in the farm. So they will hire some labor, but at the same time they will also put in some efforts. So their family labor, the imputed value of family labor. For example, if I am a farmer and 4 of my family members, me, my wife and my 2 sons, are working in the agricultural farms, obviously we will not pay salary to to ourselves, but there is an imputed cost. Had we been salaried employed or employees, or had we been hired laborers, what cost we would have received? So that is the imputed value. Okay, this is the imputed value of family labor. So A2, we add this family labor in this A2. So then this is the next step. Then C2, this is a comprehensive cost. It includes A2 plus FL plus imputed rent or owned land and interest on capital. So for example, if your agricultural land is your own, for example 1 acre agricultural land is there, so what is the rent of this land? If I had rented this land from somebody else, what rent would I have paid for agricultural purposes? So that is also imputed rent is also added in this comprehensive cost. And also interest on capital. For example, if I have some machinery there, tractor, some animals, so everything is considered to be physical capital. So what is the interest on that capital? If I had taken loan from the bank in order to build this infrastructure, then what is the interest I would have paid? So again, that is added to the cost. So this comprehensive cost includes everything. It includes your direct cost, family labor imputed cost, plus imputed rent and imputed interest on capital. So everything is added in this comprehensive cost. Now what is the formula used? Since 2018 onwards, MSP is fixed at 1.5 times of the C2 cost. So 1.5 times C2 cost is fixed as MSP for any given crop, to ensure that there is 50% profit margin, because C2 is the total cost that the farmer is bearing, and 1.5 meaning 50% profit we are giving to the farmers as per the Swaminathan committee recommendation. So this is the current formula that we are using. Example, for 25-26 Kharif season, MSP for paddy was set at 2300 per quintal, ensuring 50% margin over C2 cost. Okay, so this is just the formula that you need to understand. In prelims also this can be useful. They might ask you, what are the various kind of cost considered in calculation of MSP. So you need to know that it is direct cost plus imputed value of family labor plus imputed rent on owned land and also the interest on capital. So everything is included, plus additional 50% profit is given to the farmers. However, even if the government declares MSP on 23 crops, but there is a gap in what the government is announcing as MSP and what it is actually procuring. So just declaring MSP is not sufficient, right? If the government is declaring that we will give 2000 rupees per quintal for say oil seeds, say groundnut, but if the government is not purchasing that groundnut from the farmers at that cost, then the government is actually leaving farmers to the market forces for determination of actual prices that they are receiving, and MSP then in that case only becomes indicative, only a number. So actual procurement is important. Procurement meaning purchase, okay, purchase by the government in the mandis. That is important. So MSP is announced for 23 crops, but procurement, that is government purchase at MSP, is primarily for wheat, rice in some states like Punjab, Haryana, UP, Chhattisgarh, etc. What is the issue? Only 6% farmers benefit from MSP procurement as per the Shanta Kumar Committee report of 2015. Crops like pulses and oilseeds see limited procurement due to inadequate infrastructure. So government doesn't have sufficient mandis, godowns, infrastructure to procure each and everything. In Punjab, almost 90% of rice is procured at MSP, while in Bihar, procurement is negligible due to weak APMC mandis. Okay, so mandis need to be there, godowns need to be there, infrastructure, warehouses, the pindis, those things need to be there. In 2025, the government piloted decentralized procurement for pulses in Madhya Pradesh to bridge this gap. So decentralized procurement is basically a procurement done by the state government, using their infrastructure. So that is decentralized procurement. Then what is the significance of MSP? Needless to say that it gives income stability. MSP ensures farmers receive a guaranteed price, protecting them from market crashes, especially during bumper harvest. So again, demand supply, you can imagine. So if the harvest is bumper, meaning too much of supply, so supply curve will shift upwards, meaning the supply will increase. So the supply curve will shift towards this because this is quantity. So the supply will increase, meaning it will shift rightwards. So the prices will fall from the market price. So if initially this was the supply curve, if the supply increases, so supply curve shifts, so the price falls again. If harvest is increasing, supply again increases, so price further drops. So because of bumper harvest, the supply will increase and the quantity, of course, supplied will also increase, but the price will fall. So in order to protect farmers from these kind of market crashes, it gives income stability. MSP gives income stability. Example, in 2024, wheat farmers in Haryana benefited from MSP of 2,275 per quintal despite global price drop. So this is what is the benefit of MSP. It boosts food grain production. Original intention of MSP was to incentivize farmers to grow food grains because of lack of food security in our country at that time. It incentivizes farmers to grow food grains, contributing to India's food security. Example, India's rice production increased from 75 million tons in 2000 to 130 million tons in 2024, partly due to MSP. So it incentivizes farmers positively in that way. It is crucial for small and marginal farmers, so they get guaranteed income. 86% of Indian farmers are own less than 2 hectares of land, that is small and marginal farmers. MSP provides a safety net for these vulnerable groups because they cannot grow in market and they don't have much of bargaining power. Example, in Punjab, again, small farmers rely on MSP procurement for rice to repay loans and sustain livelihoods. What are the additional benefits of MSP? So it stabilizes food prices for consumers by ensuring steady supply, supports PDS by providing grains from procurement. So basically, government is procuring them. So supply, is constant because it incentivizes farmers. So it is ensured. So there is not much of a hike in prices if if the farmer stops growing these crops. So it stabilizes food prices in that way. In 2025, MSP for millets was hiked under the National Millet Mission to promote nutritional security. So millet is also another important crop to ensure nutritional security, because not just wheat and rice will help, but we need to diversify our food plate also. So National Millet Mission aims to incentivize farmers to grow millets, which will promote nutritional security. So again everything is the game of demand and supply. So we increase the supply by incentivizing farmers, so that the quantity is increased in the market. So this is about MSP. What are the benefits of MSP? In the next video, we'll discuss about what are the various challenges and issues of MSPs. Thank you.